One of the most loved Christmas carols of all time, Silent Night, has a connection to West Virginia and the remote mountain town of Helvetia. The locals still sing the song in its original German language. Molly Bourne and Eric Douglas went there to get the story.
Smoke curls into the sky from the chimney of a small, wood-frame house along the flowing middle fork of the Buchanan River. Inside, pianist and composer Jack Gibbons sits at his piano in a back room. On the walls are likenesses of his favorite composers, including Bach and Chopin. He's rehearsing a song written 200 years ago that has become one of the most recognizable Christmas carols of all time. It is also a favorite of the Helvetia Community Choir, a song related to a previous owner of the very same house.
I've always known the story of Silent Night. It's one of those things that, you hear over and over again, how they wrote it in a hurry. It was, I think the organ broke and they had to, the night before, had to produce a carol. And so they wrote this thing and they played it on guitars or whatever. I mean, I don't know how much of that story is true, but that's what I've always heard about. It is an absolutely stunningly beautiful piece. And it is so simple. I mean, it is an unbelievably simple piece.
As the story goes, in 1818, Father Joseph Mohr, a parish priest from Austria, approached organist Franz Xaver Gruber about writing a music score for a Christmas carol. Mohr had written the lyrics a few years before, and the men planned to debut the song in the St. Nicholas Parish Church in Oberndorf, Austria. The song was Stille Nacht, or in English, Silent Night. According to published reports, sometime during World War I, Franz Gruber's nephew Hans settled in West Virginia, in Montrose, also in Randolph County. He was a doctor and moved to Helvetia after feeling threatened by locals apparently hostile toward German speakers because of the war.
Helvetia is the Latin name for Switzerland. The West Virginia town was founded in 1869 by a group of Swiss families who moved to these mountains after first settling in Brooklyn. According to various historical accounts of Helvetia, they sought a place to live freely, to practice art. In New York, they formed a society of Swiss or German speakers, and a member who had done some land surveying in West Virginia recommended the mountain wilderness.
It's fitting. Jack Gibbons came to Helvetia because he loves the remoteness of the mountains, the quiet. He has a place to focus on his work without the racket of city life. Gibbons didn't know it at the time, but the house he moved into 2 years ago was once owned by Dr. Gruber.
I had no idea. We were signing the deeds for the house, saw the name Gruber House and wondered what that was. And I actually then looked it up on the internet, and that's when I found out about the history of it. And we were already here. It was extraordinary. It was a very happy coincidence.
Jack Gibbons is a world-renowned pianist and composer from England. He came to West Virginia in 2010 to work as artist in residence at Davis and Elkins College. Even before he moved to Helvetia, he had written his own version of Silent Night, a more complex composition. Still, he said, that doesn't make it better.
Today, he invites the local community choir to his home to practice for their annual Christmas concert in the local church. Of course, one of the mainstays of that concert is Silent Night.
The Christmas Eve service, I think, is so special, where everyone sings Silent Night in German by candlelight, and I think it's amazing. I love the fact that Helvetia keeps this tradition going.
Tradition of singing Silent Night in German can be traced to Eleanor Farner Mailloux, a woman known as the matriarch of Helvetia. She was the mother of Heidi Mailloux Arnett, the current owner of the Houtet restaurant in town. According to Joe McEnroy, a member of the community choir, it all came down to food.
Well, Heidi's mother was a character, and she and the church didn't always see eye to eye on things. But she did say she would feed the group at her house there after the service if we would sing Stille Nacht in German.
For Gibbons, Silent Night is a perfect combination of heart and music, even if its origins remain a bit of a mystery.
We don't know much about the composer. He was a teacher, and I've obviously looked at some of his other music, but that one seemed to have really hit the nail on the head. I mean, I think it was basically inspiration. I think that's what happened, and also the words. I mean, I mustn't forget the words are really beautiful.
For Inside Appalachia, I'm Eric Douglas
And I'm Molly Warren.
in Helvetia, West Virginia.